Hello and welcome to the first episode of 2019 of Book Journey Mentor Uncut. But first of all, hello to everybody who is watching me live and everyone who is watching me via the replay. Just inviting a couple of people here who I think are going to really enjoy this broadcast. So as you come into this broadcast, please do say hello, tap the screen, show us some love. You know how this goes by now, and let us know where you're watching and how you are today. How are you today? Let us know what's been happening for you. So as I invite my special guest into the broadcast, we are about to get started. Any minute now. There we go. Okay, cool. So I invited a couple of people. Who am I? First of all, my name is Daniela Blechner. I am a author. I'm an author, a book journey mentor, founder of a company called Conscious Dreams Publishing. We work with authors from all over the world to help them to get their powerful messages and stories out there on a global scale. Now, normally I have a bookshelf behind me, and that bookshelf is the entire contents of our publishing. No, that bookshelf has some of our 40 books on, so that's normally part of my set, but I'm somewhere different today. So we've published over 40 books. Hello, Juliet. We've published over 40 books in the last 2 years. I absolutely love what I do. Why do I do what I do? Because I'm passionate about empowering authors through their book journey so that they can stay in control of their journey, but also in control of their vision. Here we go. You are watching Book Journey Mentor Uncut. What is Book Journey Mentor Uncut about? Book Journey Mentor Uncut is a show that offers inside tips into the publishing process, but also into the process of writing a book. And also is a platform for authors, whether they're published through ourselves, Conscious Dreams Publishing, or whether they're published through a different means, whether they've published as their own as an independent author, or whether they've been published traditionally. I'm really about getting authors of quality on this show who have powerful messages and stories to share and want to connect with other people. So this really is a platform to do that. So if you're an author and you're watching and you think, yes, I've got a message, yes, I've got a story, yes, I want to, impact and influence the people who are reading my books in a positive way, please do drop me a message and let me know. Hello, Jason. Jason is one of our animators of some of our books. So I'm going to invite our guest in any second now. Before I do that, I'm going to invite a couple more people because I think this deserves a really good viewership. Let's just make this happen. There you go. So as I invite people in, who have I invited to come onto my show today to speak? Well, we're doubly lucky because we have two amazing guests. When I saw, I've never met them in person, but I have to say, when I was on social media, I got wind of two of these books, and I saw the design and I saw what the premise was about, and then I saw the author, and I thought I absolutely need to interview this person. Who is it, I hear you ask, if you haven't seen the post already. The author is a 10-year-old boy called Romeo Bremmer. He's written a book called Hey Black Boy. As you can see, it's beautifully designed. Here's a picture of him looking at all these different positive black role models, not just role models from, the usual ones like Martin Luther King or Malcolm X, modern day heroes as well. For example, we've got Idris Elba, we've got Stormzy, and we'll go into why they've been featured in the book in a little bit. So 10-year-old author Romeo Bremmer, this is his book, Hey Black Boy. It is accompanied by another book written by 10-year-old Brianna Kayla Lynch called Hey, you dropped it there, Hey Black Girl. Can I just look at this? Look at this. Look how gorgeous they are and shiny. Can we see the authors on the back? 10 years old. And for those who say they've had a dream of writing a book for years and years and years and years, and they're too old to do it, or they're too young to do it. You're never too old, you're never too young to fulfill your dream. And behind all of this, the mastermind behind this is mother Juliet Angela, or Jules Bremmer, who is not only a teacher, deputy head, she's also an author of 39 Weeks, Life Behind the School Bars, a heartfelt journey of the academic term. And being a former teacher myself, I can really relate to a lot of the feelings and situations within this book. I haven't finished reading it yet. I'm looking forward to doing so. So without any further ado, I'm going to invite this, there you go, our lovely guests on. this is a very interactive show. So as you're watching, please do feel free to show some love and some hearts. This is their very first Facebook Live, but also to ask them questions as well and engage and interact. This is what this show really is about. So I'm just inviting her into the broadcast right now. Can we see Juliet? Hopefully. Gone a little bit quiet there. So for the rest of you, and what is that one thing you really want to achieve? Okay, so Juliet, I'm going to try and invite you on again. Hey Ingrid, how you doing? What's been going on? Ingrid's one of our authors as well. She's written a poetry book called Make It Shine. Nice to see you. It's been a while. Hello. Okay, so let me try and invite. Dear. Okay, so I invited you on, Julia. I'm not sure what's happening at the moment. I would grab my other phone, but I can't do that at the moment. I don't want to jump out the shot. Could you invite yourself on again? For some reason, it's now saying that I can't add you. You haven't got that little green circle by your picture anymore. So I'm not sure what's happening now. Hopefully we'll get this working. Working hard in the old marketing, are you, Ingrid? Very important aspect of the book journey, most definitely. Let us know if you have any events coming up. Okay, Julia, I'm not sure what's happening at the moment. Can't seem to invite you on at all again. Are you on your laptop or are you on your phone? Yeah, I know you're there, but there's no option for me to invite you on anymore. It's gone. Have you changed something on your phone just now? Okay, I'm adding you again. Fingers crossed it's going to work. Okay, so Juliet should be popping up right now on this side with her lovely son, Romeo.
Hey.
Hooray!
Here we go.
Hey, how are you?
We're good, thank you.
Good, lovely. Yes, moved it a bit. There you go. Hello, Romeo. How are you doing?
Fine, thanks.
Excellent. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the lovely Jules Bremmer and Romeo Bremmer, author of 39 Weeks, Life Behind the School Gates, written by Jules Bremmer. And also, we're going to be talking to Romeo, who's written his own book called Hey Black Boy, doing really well with it. I've seen a lot of things that you've been doing, Rory. Only 10 years old. So if you have any questions as well, and as you're watching this, please do show them support, show them some love. Do share this out. Let your network know about these two so far. And please feel free to ask your questions and get engaged, get involved in the conversation. We've invited some people in there for you. Okay, so where should we start? The mastermind behind this all actually is Jules Bremmer, and you have done this through your own publishing company called Blackjack Media. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, lovely and
Can you hear us?
design. I can hear you absolutely fine.
Lovely.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. So where to start? Let's start with you, Mum.
Okay.
What inspired you, first of all, to even think about using books as a medium to get out both of your messages?
As a teacher, books is a major part of education, obviously. But that wasn't the reason why I started the publishing company. 4 years ago, I had a heart attack, and little Romeo didn't want to come home. He was with my mum and he wouldn't come home because he thought I was going to die. And I went to the GP and asked them if they could give him some play therapy, which they did. And he'd come home after each session and write down all the things that he did. And one day my daughter came in and said, "Mum, have you read what Romeo's written? Have you read what Romeo's written? It's really, really good." And I had a read of it, and it was really, really emotional. And we decided to put those thoughts in a book. So that was his first book when he was 7.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Called Life Without My Mummy.
Life Without My Mummy. Oh,
yeah.
Beautiful. Romeo, so you're a professional author now, aren't you? This is not the first time. This is your second book, is it?
Third.
Oh, excuse me, your third book. Wow, that's amazing. So tell me, hey, Marcia. Hello, Dion. Tell me about your second book then.
So my second book's about London architecture, because when I was younger, I liked playing with Lego and building stuff. So I liked I liked designing stuff, and then later on I knew that it was called architecture. So my sister and I went around London, 24 places in London, and we took pictures there. And then I found research about the places, and then I put it into a book.
That's fantastic. You make it sound so easy. That's fantastic, isn't it? So you went to London, went to 24 places, researched, took pictures, and then you created a book about it. And was that because you wanted to show people how beautiful places can be in London? Or what was your reason for that book?
So it's partly the reason that you just said, and partly because I like building stuff and like seeing architecture.
Amazing. Oh, I love that. Well, thank you, because I think sometimes people think that I've lived in London all my life and I don't always notice buildings. Sometimes we can be so busy, we're rushing past them, we don't take time to actually look at them and really appreciate the architecture. So I think that's really beautiful that you do that. We've got some comments already. He's amazing from Dion. I remember Juliet from People Get Ready. Congratulations to your son. From Monica, brilliant. Excellent. Ladies, please do share this broadcast out. This is an amazing interview with two fantastic people. So if you've just joined the broadcast, my name is Daniela Blechner. You are watching Book Journey Mentor Uncut. I'm interviewing the awesome and amazing Jules Bremmer, who is an author, deputy head, and also mother of the amazing Romeo, who is not just a one-time author, not just a two-time author, but a three-time author. Yes. This first book was called Life Without My Mummy. The second one is what's the second one again? Can you remind me?
Romeo's Guide to London Architecture.
Romeo's Guide to London Architecture. And his third book is called Hey Black Boy. Okay, absolutely fabulous book. One of the first things when these came through the door, thank you so much, because it made such a lovely Christmas present. I read your book in literally about an hour. I just wanted to keep reading and looking at all the beautiful pictures. But what struck me the most was just the quality of both of these books. Just really, really well done. I'm going to go to Romeo first, and then we'll speak to Mum about your book as well and your inspiration behind it. So Romeo, did you come up with this title? What inspired you to write it?
So there's this picture on the internet of a cat looking into a mirror, and then looking back at it is a lion. And then I found out from the picture that you can either look in the mirror and see someone average, normal, or you can look in the mirror and see a leader, a visionary, or a king.
Wow, that's really powerful. Say that again, because I think people need to hear.
So there's this picture on the internet of a cat looking into a mirror, and then looking back at it is a lion. And I found out from the picture that you can look in the mirror and see someone normal and average. You can look in the mirror and see a leader, a visionary, and a king.
Amazing. So you can look in the mirror and see someone who's normal and average, or you can look in the mirror and see a leader or a king, a visionary or a king. Amazing. And you wanted to, I take it, to inspire young boys, young black boys, and show them that there are lots of positive role models who are from the past, but also from the very present day as well, that they can look up to, but also look at qualities within themselves. Is that right?
Yeah.
And what did you decide which characters to incorporate, and did you do any research before you made your final choice?
No. So my family and I sat around the table and we'd picked characteristics. For instance, confidence, love, compassion,
Power.
power, and etc. So and we found people who can go under it, and then I cut down to the final 12. And then, like as you said, there was people from the past and the present. For instance, I didn't know Bernie Grant. I grew up knowing David Lammy, so I didn't know who was before him. So I was used to David Lammy, and I didn't know who Bernie Grant was. And there's other person called Aliko Dangote, and he's the richest black man in the world. And he has a net worth of 14.1 billion pounds.
Wow.
And the way he got it was he asked his uncle for £3,000. His uncle gave it to him, and he was just doing farm goods and selling things, and then in 3 months he paid it back in full.
In 3 months?
Yeah.
That's amazing. So he borrowed 3,000 and he managed to pay it back in full because he created a plan before that, didn't he? That he knew was going to work. So I love the fact that you actually didn't kind of just choose the obvious people, but you actually started with the values and the qualities, which is really important, I think. So as I was saying in another video, as Romeo was saying, we've got power here. I'm not going to go through all of them because we want them to buy the book. Passion, we've got passion like Bernie Grant. We've got, where's mine? Ambition, which is LeBron. So it's like we're not just looking at necessarily what they've achieved, we're looking at their qualities and how that helped them to achieve what it was they achieved. I love that. And then you chose it from there. Is there a quality in there that you like the best?
Yeah.
It's one.
It's love, because the person who's under it is my granddad. Because personally, I think he's all of the characteristics. Because he's powerful, he's compassionate, he's confident, and he's like almost all of them to me.
That is absolutely beautiful. And I think as well, that's a very clever thing that you said. A lot of people, when they think about, you know, who's your role model or who do you aspire to be, who's your hero or heroine, because I work with young people as well, and it's always like, you know, people who have, like, you know, either they're in the media or the public eye, or they're some sort of celebrity. And I think sometimes it's easy to forget the people who are right in front of us that, you know, demonstrate all of these qualities, like you said, every day that you can look up to. So I think that's amazing. I want to just find that one, a picture of your granddad as well. Let's see. So Ken Bremmer. And also, yes, amazing. Also, there's a quote for each one. How did you choose which quotes to use? And can I read? Hey, Steve. Hey. How did you choose which quotes to use for which character?
So, for instance, I picked the quotes which one was relevant. So, like, for instance, for LeBron James, he said that sports drove him out of, like, crime, guns, and drugs. And I would like to do, like, I really like sports. So I could impact from that, or other people could as well.
Excellent. And they could see that as a way of going on to a positive path, just like he did as well. Excellent. I love the quote here from your granddad here. It said, the most important things in the world are God, family, and love. And I think, like you said, that really does embody that quality of love, I think, which is beautiful. Is there a particular, I know it's really hard, is there a particular figure that inspires you the most? I guess they all do in different ways, but is there one that you really kind of are drawn to?
I'm not really sure.
Not sure?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm the same. Sometimes mine splits between all of them because they've all achieved such amazing things in their own way, I think. Definitely. But Stormzy actually surprised me. What surprised me with Stormzy? Let's have a quick look, because I think sometimes it's easy to see people and think, oh yes, they just make music, and it surprised me about how much he's actually done beyond the music. Can you remember what it was that he did?
So at the Brit Awards, he said he won an award. He went up, he sung a song, and then when he was finished, he said he called out Theresa May, and he said that we haven't forgot about Grenfell Tower, because when Grenfell Tower happened, when it was the fire, Theresa May said she'll rehouse everyone who was affected, and she hasn't yet. So he was saying that we haven't forgot about you need to rehouse these people. And then I thought that would be really he was really powerful to say that.
Oh, lovely. Well, I guess it's using his platform
Yes,
to
yeah.
be a voice for things that he believes in. That's good. He also, from here, donated 9,000 to a student's Harvard crowdfunding campaign, and is funding the Stormzy Scholarship, where he will pay tuition fees and provide maintenance grant for up to 4 years for 2 Black British students to study at Cambridge University. So I didn't know that, and I was really surprised by that. I thought that's absolutely fantastic, and I can see why you've chosen a lot of these characters. So what do your friends at school think about you being an author? Are they surprised?
No, but yes, because as before I said that I've already written 2 other books, so they're not surprised. So in the playground they say, "Hey, black boy," and and I say, "Black and proud," and then they also say on the WhatsApp group, they made a WhatsApp group of saying, "Hey, black boy."
That's how you're going to be known now, isn't it? Until your next book. I love this. Like, well, they're not surprised. I've got 2 other books, so you know. So do you think it's important then for young Black boys to see learn about some of these figures, and if you do, why?
Yeah, because right now the media is focused on the negative things of like black people, as in like crime. So I want to show that there's a positive side to black people. Like there's black people who are influencers, and they've done really good.
Perfect. I could talk to you all day, Romeo. You are such an intelligent boy, but you also answer the questions so well. Amazing. I think I totally agree with you. It's so nice to see a visual representation of men who have done really positive things. But like I said to you, it's not just about what they've done, but it's the qualities that they have. And I think that's what makes your book really special.
Thank you.
So before okay, what are your plans for the book? What would you like? Where would you like your book to travel to? What's your dream for your book?
So I would like it to go to kids that targeted at kids who are not confident in themselves. As I said before, that there's a lot of bad media around black people. So I'd like to target the book to kids who are not confident in their race.
Beautiful. So to raise the self-esteem and sense of identity in who they are. Well done. I love that. You use the word confidence, which takes me to something I read just before we went online. One of the can you remember? That's Marcus Garvey, isn't it? So Marcus Garvey said, "If you have no confidence in self, you are twice defeated in the race of love." And I thought, race of life, sorry. With confidence, you have won even before you started. And I think that's such a relevant quote and really fitting with what you just said as well about having confidence. That's excellent. Have you found that writing and publishing these books has increased your confidence?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Brilliant. Yeah, because when I write it goes out to people, for instance, at the end of the book, there's a mirror. And then I like seeing the people's faces when they don't know about the mirror, and they just turn to the back and they see that there's a mirror in there.
And they go,
and I like to see their faces because it really
amazing.
boosts my confidence that I can
write amazing books. You should have seen me when I was reading it. I was reading it and I got to the end. I was like, it's me. And it's a really clear mirror as well. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Lovely. That's a really good. I think I can see you in there. Look. Wonderful. So, Mum, how do you feel about obviously your son Romeo having written 3 books, and how does it make you feel?
Oh, great! Actually, I mean, the whole point or the purpose of setting up a publishing company was the Life Without My Mummy book, and when that actually got published, as you talked about, the self-esteem in him grew and the confidence grew, and that was more important than even having the book out in shops, really. Because they went to family members, his school, and you know, friends and family, basically. So seeing his confidence grow was absolutely amazing. And then seeing him keen to do book 2, which was, he wanted to be an architect. He wants to be different things at different times of the year. But
there's nothing wrong with that.
So the natural progression of that was to do something like a guide to London architecture. He's actually finished he's actually done 4 books. 3 have been published, and the 4th one was the 3rd one, which we put on hold because we wanted Hey Black Boy to come out for Black History Month. So we've got one waiting to come out. In the wing. So in the summer holidays or the half terms, he's doing research, he's focused on doing bits and pieces, and it's brilliant. And with Hey Black Boy and Hey Black Girl, even the black girl, Brianna, her mum has said that her confidence has been boosted massively, you know, from doing that book. And just watching the kids work, watching what they do, you know, and how they carry themselves. We had a launch about 6 weeks ago, and just seeing them talk and articulate themselves about what they did, how they did it, is absolutely amazing. So it's brilliant. I feel really happy and proud.
Fantastic. I mean, I only came across you recently, both of you. I think it's Rory. Someone posted something about your book, Rory, and I saw you, and I was like, wow, what an amazing young boy. And I saw some pictures, and I saw the book, and I saw obviously your mum, and then I saw Hey Black Girl. I was like, yes, we definitely need to interview them. But I was very impressed with the book launch trailer you showed me. It really looked really well attended, and what my favourite bit I think was watching both Romeo and Brianna sign the book, doing the little card machine thing. I was like, this is what we're talking about, you know, young entrepreneurs. I think it's absolutely fantastic.
I mean, you talked about the quality of the book and things, and I suppose the idea of the book is one thing, but actually putting it all together, making sure that the illustrations are right, the quality of the product is right, was really important. And it's funny because, you know, it's really a family kind of project. So my daughter's involved, my other son's involved, and we were talking about finding the right illustrator, because they were taking drawing celebrities. We didn't have the right illustrator. It might not have been as good as it was. So my daughter found someone on Instagram, and I remember looking at the Instagram page, and I recognised a drawing of a person that was on this guy's page, and it was someone that had died recently, a friend of mine that had died recently. And when I spoke to the guy, he said it was his dad. So I knew his dad, didn't know him, and the connection was pretty amazing. And we got him on board, young black graphic designer or illustrator, and he did the images. We talked over how I wanted the book to look, what I wanted to come across, and it was important that Brianna and Romeo were actually in the book as people as well, so they had ownership of this book. He was the black boy, she was the black girl, and I said before, the response has been amazing. So the next stage is to try and get into libraries, get into schools, you know, get it out there, basically.
Yeah, excellent. I was going to say, I love it. It's the synchronicity and how everything's worked out. Sometimes you just can't ignore it, can you? Because when I looked at them, it was just, I can't imagine it being illustrated any differently. It's just perfect as it is, you know. And like you said, them having ownership of their book, just in case, I want to show you here. You can see a picture of Romeo here in the same style, looking in the mirror. Absolutely love them. Absolutely love the images and the illustrations. You got it just right, Juliet and Romeo. You really have. So Romeo and Juliet, was that planned? You just made me realise earlier on that you're named after a Shakespearean play.
Absolutely. Well, my name, obviously, Juliet, came first. And when I was pregnant with Romeo, I was really, really sick. And in my mind, I thought I might die. And if I do you know what I mean? If I call him Romeo, he'll never forget me. But I'm still here.
Romeo's still here, it's fine.
I'm still here. He actually wanted to change his name at one point to Michael Jackson.
No, I never.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
No, I wanted to change my last name to Jackson.
Romeo Jackson. All right, okay.
Okay. That's funny. Who's your favourite singer? Who's your favourite musician, Romeo?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? You're not your favourite musician?
Yeah, my uncle.
Your uncle. Okay, plug to your uncle. I love it. So, Juliet, tell us then about the inspiration behind your book, 39 Weeks, Life Behind the School Gate.
Oh gosh, that's been a journey and a half. Even though it's 39 weeks, it's actually 39 weeks within 20 years. Because I've been a teacher for 20 years. I'm a senior deputy in a secondary school. And it's just the journey that I've experienced, the journey that I've been on. So you've got a piece of me in the book, as well as the instance that I deal with on a day-to-day basis. I mean, teachers, we don't get as bad press as social workers and estate agents, but we do get a bit of bad press. And I came into education 20 years ago when there was the whole dialogue on, or the discourse was about black boys and underachievement. I previously worked in the media. I used to work for the Voice newspaper, and I did promotions for the Voice. And then I went off independently with a friend and did concert promotion, had a really bad experience there, and thought, I'm done. I'm going to be a teacher. I'm going to save the world, as you always think you're going to do. Yeah. And I haven't saved the world yet, but I've had some great experiences, and I've had, over 10,000 kids pass through, and have done great. And it's been an experience and a half. So, and that 39 weeks is some of the journey that I've been on. Education obviously has changed dramatically since I was a kid, and I was shell-shocked, at the things that I experience on a day-to-day basis within school, but they have to buy the book to see or experience those things. It's very funny in parts, but it's sad in parts, it's real in parts, and people that have read it so far have given me positive feedback. So and it's something that I think you can easily sort of delve into and read. It's very easy to read, and it's just very easy to read as well because it's so engaging and well written as well. Oh, I do want to say that you say that you haven't saved the world, but we never know the impacts that we have within individuals' worlds. And I know for a fact you must have changed. Absolutely. One of the projects I recently did, which one of my favourite projects, we're a very good school when it comes to citizenship. So we've done a lot of stuff around community. And one of the projects I did recently within the school was to create an alumni wall. So I had to try and find where our ex-students are and what they're doing. And so I stalked people on Facebook, I went on Twitter, I went on LinkedIn. And it was amazing to find out what these children had got up to since they'd left the school. And we've got a massive wall with all these students with their current pictures, their school pictures. So people like Emmanuel Frimpong, who was the Arsenal footballer. Chipmunk was our head boy. Kojo, comedian. We've got a cardiologist. We've got, 3 kids who've got PhDs. And they're all chronicled on the wall, what they've done and what they've got up to. And the kids on a day-to-day basis walk past this wall and they stop and they look and they think, if they can, so can I. So yes, you do impact people. You don't think about it, when it's while you're just doing your job, but you realise. I mean, the other day I was walking down the road and this kid says, someone shouts out, "Miss Coley," because that's my teaching name. And I turned around, it was a guy called Nana that I used to teach. And he wrote the song Passion Fruit for Drake, which has sold over 1 million copies. And he's there in his sliders, give me a big bear hug. And I'm thinking, oh my God. I said, Nana, you're doing so great. He goes, oh, thanks, miss. So, there's days when it makes it all worthwhile. Definitely.
Oh, that's lovely.
Definitely.
Oh, that's lovely. That's really special. Somebody here, Rihanna says that absolutely love the book. It's so eye-opening. So it's this one. Love. What I love actually about it is
thank you, Rihanna.
The creative content set up. So it's divided into the different terms, isn't it? So you've got the autumn term, which is the first section. Then you've got the half-term break. Then you've got, obviously, the spring break. It goes on like that. So the fact it's split up into those academic years, and you've got really funny titles. The death of the school trip. Mama can't raise no man. You know, it's something that you want to just read and engage with, I think, straight away. It looks really interesting. Hello, Jolanda. Nice to see you. So if you just come into the broadcast, welcome to 9th episode of Book Journey Mentor Uncut. My name is Daniela Blechner. I'm an author, book journey mentor, founder of a company called Conscious Dreams Publishing. This show is all about offering inside tips into the publishing process, into the world of writing, but also a platform for new and established authors to share their journey, whether they've been published through Conscious Dreams Publishing, whether they have published independently, or whether they have been published traditionally. I'm interested in speaking with authors who have powerful messages and stories to share and want to educate, inspire, impact, and empower others. So if you have any questions for Jules Bremmer, mother of Romeo Bremmer, who is a 3-time author, Jules is a deputy head, and
he's a 3-time award-winning author. He's won 2 awards for his books.
Oh, sorry, 3-time award-winning author. I can't say all those words. So Jules' book is 39 Weeks, Life Behind the School Gates, which charts her academic year, pretty much all her 20 years experience put into a book, the best parts, I think. And her son, who is how old? 10 years old, Romeo Bremmer, has written a book, Hey Black Boy, beautifully illustrated, really well researched. It looks at the qualities of positive Black role models, past and present, that he's chosen himself under their different values. So if you have any questions for these lovely authors here, please do throw them up. Callum says, I'm so proud of you, Romeo. Your book looks brilliant. Self-esteem is what a lot of us boys need. That's true. Fantastic interview. Yeah, says Rosalind. Is this your first Facebook Live interview?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
You are both doing so well. Really, really well. Excellent. So hopefully many more. So Romeo, have you had many interviews or chances to go to events and speak? What's been the most exciting? Apart from this one.
So, yeah, I have I had my book launch. I had my awards, my first awards in 2016, and then it was my book launch, the book launch that I was talking about just now, and then after it was my other awards. It was the same awards for the same category. So I got shortlisted again and I won the award. And then what else did I do? I did something else.
You had a book signing?
Oh yeah, I had a book signing, and I think that was it. Yeah,
the book's available. The book's Black Boy and Black Girl available at New Beacon Books, as well as on his website.
Fantastic.
And he did a little signing at their Christmas market.
Amazing. So let's kind of like think for both of you now. What is it now? What would you really love? Would you like a TV interview? Where can you see yourself doing a TV interview? Where would you like this to go? Because we want to get this out here, don't we?
You know what? I just want to sell the book and live my life. I don't want to really do TV interviews. It's like I used to do. Someone mentioned earlier, People Get Ready. I used to do a TV program back in the 80s. I was a presenter of a gospel music program way back then, and I had a great experience. But I preferred it behind the camera than in front of the camera. So TV interviews and things like that, not really. You know? And my friend will say, "But you got to sell your book. You got to sell your book." You know, if it could sell it by itself, I'd be quite happy. You know.
Well, can I just say you are doing a absolutely fantastic job. Yes, you are doing a great job with it anyway. I can see Romeo and Ellen one day. Don't you worry, it's going to happen.
And here's a car.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's about, you know. You've written a book and here's a car. So let's talk more about your book, 39 Weeks. What are some of the pressures? Because I'm a teacher and I know what what it's like. I've been teaching for 10 years. I think even in the last 10 years, teaching has changed quite dramatically in terms of expectations and how things are done. I also think that, like you said, teachers can get a bad press. And I think that people quite often seem to think it's an easy job. You know, we've got the holidays, we start at 8:30, we finish at 3, and then we're not doing anything else. Give us a bit of the cold, hard reality into what the life of a teacher is really like.
I've been blessed to have been worked in a great school. So, and now that I'm leadership, and it was important to work my way up so that I could, you know, institute change, you know, be part of that team. My head teacher and leadership team have been fantastic. So we do think about staff and think about their well-being, etc. The pressures are obviously the government regulations. We have to follow those. They change all the time. We have to dance that tune. So that's a big pressure. For me, as Juliet or Jules Bremmer, the pressure has been balancing my family with my school. And I've gone up the ranks in education, starting off as a beginner teacher, moving to deputy head of year, then assistant head, deputy head, now senior deputy head. And with that comes sacrifices, you know, and when you read the book, it unfolds the sacrifices. When I was head of year, you're in charge of 243 children, and you don't leave anybody behind. Everybody has to be successful. Everybody has to pass. You know that if they get those GCSEs, they're going to be able to make choices, and that's what you want. And you are passionate about that. So in my school, many teachers are like me in terms of that. We'll knock on people's doors. We'll knock on those kids' doors and get them out of bed. You know, we will parent those children or support the parents to parent those children. And for me, what I found was that I did that and I loved doing that, but at what cost? And in the book, you'll see that some of the costs came as my family, as my health, as all those kinds of things. So those are challenges that you don't see. You know, after my heart surgery, you know, the results dipped. And we couldn't afford that to happen because it's important for the school, important for the kids that they do really well. And the results of the English department dipped. So I was given the job to lead the English, and with a team I did that. But that meant working 6 days a week. You know, you work 6 days a week, you have a family, you know, something has to give. And I found that my family was the thing that had to give, which is why in terms of the books, you know, it's so important with Romeo to keep him busy over the holidays, busy over the half terms. We live in Hackney, which it's a great place to live when it comes to gentrification, but it is a challenge for young black boys. So for me, you know, Mum, can I go to the playground? Mum, can I go out? Mum, you know, it's like trying to find something to keep him busy, to keep him occupied, and that is positive. You know, you don't want to keep saying no, you know, because the kids nowadays are different from the kids when if our parents said no when we were young, it was no. You know, now
that's what it meant.
Exactly. It's much different. And I even talk about growing up because I grew up in a Pentecostal household. My grandmother was a pastor, so they were very, very strict. You know, and the things that I disliked about my childhood, you know, the strict parenting, you know, Sunday school, church, you know, all the things that I had to kind of value, my virginity, I had to learn to cook rice and peas, I had to hand wash, those things that I thought I resented actually saved me because I'm working with children now. And, you know, there are kids at 13 having sex, you know, kids, you know, that need testing for HIV, all, you know, the challenges that today brings with social media, people being videoed, you know, taking photographs themselves with their tops up, you know, all those, which never happened when, well, not that it never happened, but in our day it was different, you know. So for me, I hope that people who are ignorant to what goes on behind the school gates will read the book and think, really? But not just think really, but sort of think, do you know what? You need to take an active part in what your child is doing. You need to take an active part in their schooling, you know, because they spend most of their time, children, with us as teachers, you know. So if the teachers aren't positive, you know, aren't like teachers in my school. My goodness, what is going on? I mean, there's a massive wave in terms of homeschooling at the moment. And I support that, because one size doesn't fit all. And I think I talk about in the book, when my oldest son was playing up, the first thing I did was I sent him to Jamaica. Do you know what I mean? I sent him for a year to Jamaica. And I remember when we went into the school and to speak to the head teacher.
Old school parenting. Old school parenting, yeah.
Absolutely. The head teacher said, I don't like kids from England, you know, because they can't behave themselves. And my son was shaking. Because, but you know what? Go in my drawer. And he went in the drawer. And there was this big, thick leather belt. And honestly, there was tears in my eyes. And he said, that's what the English people them get when they misbehave themselves. And I thought, oh my God. And I was tears in my eyes, but I thought to myself, do I, don't I, do I, don't I? I want to save my son. What do I do? You know, so for me, hopefully there are lessons that will be learned within the book that people will see. But most importantly, that they take an active role in their children's education. Because you can't just leave it to chance and part them away, you know, at 8 o'clock. And then, they, you know, when they come back, you know, you say, you done your homework? Yes, Mum, done. You know, no, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that.
100%. It's like I always say to the young people I work with, the amount of time you spend at school is like a full-time job. You know, you're there from 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:30 in the morning until 3, 4, sometimes 5 days a week. That's the majority of your time, you know. So not only is it important to have that work-life balance or school life family balance, but also, like you said, for the parents to take an active role. What is it that they're doing in school? And I know that schooling has changed a lot over, you know, from when our parents, you know, and when their parents it's just getting I'll read that in a second. It's just getting understanding even what are they being taught in their schools as well, what's on the curriculum, so that if it needs to be challenged, then you know we've got to be able to be in the position to challenge that, especially with a lot of things that have been circulating on social media recently.
Sociology textbooks, you know, parents are not even reading what their children are studying, all those types of things. And then it's down to the teacher to be the parent, the social worker, the policeman, you know. And it's like, really? I mean, I've had parents come up, I want to fight me, you know, because I've excluded their child because they've cut someone's hair in the lesson. And it's like, really? Are you being serious? You know,
boundaries.
I, as a parent, you know, my son's teachers are my friends. You know, half term, end of each term, they get a gift because they have my child, right? But for how many hours a day? I don't have my child then. So it's important they like my child and support my child. So I'll play the game, if that makes sense. Whereas other parents think that, you know, really, you know, you know, so yeah.
I could talk to you all day about this. Trust me, I could talk to you all day. I've got a lot on this. I think that's fantastic. And I guess parents underestimate the importance of establishing that relationship. You don't want to have teachers are human at the end of the day. You don't want to have a teacher who's like, oh God, I don't want to ring home. I'm not going to ring home because that person's difficult. That dialogue. One of the first things I learned when I was teaching is to see the a quick turnaround in behaviour of a child. You ring home as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
That correct relationship. So to see that you've got they're not playing against each other. You've got a relationship where you are supportive of the child and their learning, and that's at the forefront. And they see that you care. And sometimes you've got to be tough to be kind. And the change is enormous.
But I learned earlier on, it's not ringing home. It's going to their house, knock on their door. When they open the door and they see Miss standing at the door, oh my God. And it passes around the playground very, very quickly. You know, Miss goes to people's houses very, very quickly. No, I mean, I'm talking like this. I love my school. I love my kids, you know, and whatever. And we want them to do well. That's the most important thing. Not every school is the same. So you do have to, you know, take an active part to see what is going on. You know, not just to say to your kids, how was school? And they say, fine. And that's it. I think in the book, there's a chapter which has questions you can ask your school, your child, you know, what made your teacher angry today? Do you know what I mean? Sort of thing. You know, what did you enjoy most today? Yeah, it's got, one of the chapters talks about, I can't remember which chapter it is, but it has, as well as stories and stuff, it has some hints and things like that as well, within the context of the episode, basically. It's also got Caribbean sayings at the bottom of each episode. And it's
Yes,
also got a
I saw
glossary.
that.
It's also got a glossary as well for teaching terms and stuff that people, parents or people
Amazing.
might not understand. So
That's really good. Covered all bases there. We've got a couple of comments. Rosalind, I was waiting for my first book proof to come in the post. What advice can you give me, Romeo, about marketing my book so I can get mine into schools too? I used to be a teacher. We'll come back to that one. More of this, please, says Patricia. Well done, Danny. Well done, Juliet and Romeo. Sharing is caring. I'm encouraged and inspired. If you are enjoying this broadcast and you're finding this of value and of worth, please do share this out. Let people know about the work that Jules Bremmer's doing and her son Romeo Bremmer's doing. Let them know about the book 39 Weeks. Let them know about Hey Black Girl and Hey Black Boy. And if you are a teacher and educator, and you have those connections, please do tell them about the book. Get it into your schools, get it into the libraries. If you're a librarian, same thing. If you work in a bookstore, if you have a connection with a bookstore, get in touch as well. If you're a part of the press, you know, if it's small, large bloggers, whatever, you know, get in contact.
I'm happy also to give away some copies if for what, you know, how you do it, I don't know. So I can give away 5 copies of 39 Weeks and 5 copies of Hey Black Boy or Hey Black Girl. So however you want to do that, that's absolutely fine. So they can.
Okay, amazing. Well, should we do a competition now? Maybe
Okay.
maybe we could ask a question for Hey Black Boy, and a question for your book. And if you drop me an email and you get the answer correct, of course, you can get a copy of Hey Black Boy and 39 Weeks.
Yeah, I'll do 5 of each.
5.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. What is your question?
Okay, what's the question? Give me a question about. Okay, go on then.
What characteristic is my granddad?
Oh, that's a great question. I know the answer. Okay, so what is the characteristic of Romeo's granddad, Ken? So please email me. I'm going to drop actually PM me because it's much easier. Just private message me, and then Jules and Romeo, can't speak. Romeo will be sending. There's 5 winners. 5 copies of their books out. That's amazing. Such a great opportunity.
Okay, my question is, why is my book called 39 Weeks? Why is it called 39 Weeks?
I know. All right, so Jules' question is, why is it called 39 Weeks? And Romeo's question is, what characteristic does his granddad have? Okay, so Rosalind's question about marketing, I can happily talk to you about how to market your book as well. But just to briefly, how can I break this question down? What did you find was the best way to get your book, people to know about your book, Romeo? Because Rosalind would like you to answer.
The best way was having the book launch, because the people who came would buy their book and then come to the place where, for instance, me and Brianna were signing books, and we would sign the books. So the way that helped us the most to sell more books was to say if in them.
He's finished.
Sorry,
you get all of that.
Okay, so that's a really good it's a marketing tool actually. So having a book launch, again, getting yourself in front of a live audience there and then, because they connect with you more when they see you, don't they? And they have a physical book they can take away, and then they can tell other people about the experience. So when you do anything else,
I think it also unique. So I mean, for us with Hey Black Boy, a unique selling point is that they're children. The authors are children, so you kind of play on your unique selling point. I mean. Lots of young and since Hey Black Boy, I've seen lots of young authors out there now, which is fantastic. When we did Life About My Mummy, you're talking about Romeo was 7 then, and that was what 3 years ago, and there wasn't much authors out there and stuff. So working out what the unique selling point is, and that was the kids being 10, their kids writing the book. if you've got a good product, it also helps. But also what I've done is I've gone into some shops and stuff and actually put them in the shop. So there's a vegan shop in Hackney, and she has books. She had books all along the side of her shop, and I thought, right, we'll get one in there. So we put the mirrors in the book ourselves. Well, my daughter puts the mirrors in the books because we get them from Amazon. She has to cut them out. She has to stick them all in. It's cheaper to actually do that in terms of printing. So we have to put the bit.
What the heck, you did that?
Yeah, so we put the book. So
you actually did it yourself.
So Yasmin did it. So thank you, Yasmin. So some books, when the mirrors are in a bit wonky, those are the books that we can like give to the vegan shop, so it can stay there or whatever. So we can give those books, give those books away and stuff. So, but a book launch, obviously, social media is a great tool. That's how you found out about the book. Romeo's got his own Facebook page. We've got he's got his own website. He's got Instagram. You know, so it's also using social media and stuff and connecting with people who have a large social media audience. Romeo's godmother has 5,000 people on Facebook. So once she posts it out, we usually get a couple of sales going. So it's not who you know, it's what you know as well.
Exactly. Fantastic tips.
And timing is good. So why we rushed this was because we wanted it out for Black History Month.
True.
That kind of works with the product as well.
So many events absolutely at that time. It's hilarious because already people are sending me messages giving me the answer to the question. We'll reveal the answer next. When should we say? Maybe Tuesday.
Whenever you want, no problem. $9.99 if you don't win.
$9.99. That's it. Which leads me to my last question because our time is nearly up. Where can people find? Well, you said where people can find you. Pretty much every social media channel. But what your social media handles, and where can people access all three of these books? Okay, so the website is called blackjackmedia.com. Blackjack as in JAC, not JACK. So Blackjack Media, and I'll type it in on one of your links. Comments, blackjackmedia.com. You get all three books there. Romeo has his own website where you can get Hey Black Boy and Hey Black Girl, romeobremmer.com. He's also got his own Facebook page, which has somewhere on there where you can get the book. That's I've Romeo. Tagged him in, so yeah, Romeo Bremmer and stuff. We were on Amazon. They're so expensive. They take so much commission. Amazon, honest to goodness, sorry, but you know. We'll talk about that. You know, we'll talk about how you can do it better. You know, so it's like, and they can go to New Beacon Books. You know, they're in stock in New Beacon Books. Amazing. New Beacon Books, ladies and gentlemen, is in Finsbury Park. Lovely shop. Absolutely love New Beacon Books. Well, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking with both of you. Honestly, it's been amazing. I think there should be so many more, and I'm sure there are, but you are a very unique young man, Romeo, and honestly there should be I want to see so many more young Black boys like yourself who are strong, confident, and also very articulate in talking about something that you really thank you for putting that up, Ingrid, but talking about something that you're really passionate about. And I like that you're really grounded, because you said the best character and quality in there was love, which is your granddad, and that speaks volumes. What's that? What happened? You said the answer. Oh no! I can't believe that. That's right. Never heard. Carry on. Should we do another one? Yeah. Should we do another one, or should we still? No, leave it, because they might have put it already. You might have gone through it. No, don't do another one. That's also fine. That means that people. But we are looking for because obviously the good thing about Hey Black Boy is that it's like a franchise in itself. Because what we found when we did Hey Black Boy, we haven't got Malcolm in there. We haven't got Barack Obama in there. We haven't got Bob Marley in there. There's so many people we haven't got in there. And the idea is for Hey Black Boy 2 is to have a collective of authors, to run a kind of workshop, and so each author will do 3 characters basically. So there'll be 4 authors doing one book, so they can. So that'd be quite nice with Black Boy and Black Girl. So you have a collective doing each book in Black Boy and Black Girl. So a lot more children can experience the feel of being an author
and contribute.
Yeah.
So that's our moving forward, what we're looking at with the Hey Black Boy brand.
Amazing. I absolutely love it, Jules. Actually, I take my hat off to you. I think it's fantastic, the work, and I'd definitely like to talk to you off camera about how we can help get you out there.
Fantastic.
You know?
And you know what? If someone like you was around before we started this, it made the process so much easier. So love what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. It's absolutely brilliant.
Thank you so much. Oh, you did it! A whole 1 hour on Facebook. Yay!
Let's go quick. So we'll have to catch up on Coronation Street.
Yeah, sorry. Go watch it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Say bye to Danni.
Bye,
bye.
Danni.
Bye.
Yeah, say hello to my mum. So I know my mum's tuning in. Hi, Mum. Say hello to Danni.
Hi, Nan. Bye-bye.
For those watching, thank you so much. Do feel free. We're going to put all the links up. So Jules is going to put a link up to the website, to the book, to any other information that you want to as well. Is absolutely fine. And you can still throw in your questions. I'm sure that they will be responded to. And thank you everyone for who watched and for sharing. Still time to share out. And remember the 2 competition questions. I'll put them in the comments in the top. I'll put it in the post. Please do PM me with the answers. And they will be announced on Tuesday. So stay tuned. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.